It is 8 o'clock on the dot on a beautiful Friday morning. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sunshine out there. Rise and shine. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Wesh 2 First Warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week, chat about what's going on in the world of weather. And did I mention to you before how pretty it is? I mean, it's beautiful outside. Let's take a live look, shall we? Here's our Tower Cam network in downtown Orlando, looking beautiful, clear skies, some still laden dust, but we're okay there. There's Disney Springs. Yesterday, it was torrential downpours moving through. Couldn't be further from that today. This is more Central Florida speed, right? Tavares, look at that. It's pretty. New Smyrna Beach, let's check in, see how you're doing this morning. Yep, see, the people are back. The people, that's how you know the people are back. Over to Port Canaveral, see what's doing here. Yesterday, of course, had Utopia coming in. Utopia is still there doing all kinds of stress testing and all that other fun stuff. Still looking pretty. Still looking pretty, right? And last but not least, let's head up. We'll do the Orlando International Airport. Why not? You know me. I'm an av geek. Looking good in the neighborhood. VFR all the way. It's a good day to go fly. It's a good day to just be, right? First warning, live Doppler radar. Yesterday was all kinds of busy. This morning, what we're seeing is bugs and birds. It's quiet enough that the radar's picking up on some of that fakakta stuff out there, kind of in this area here over the Brevard. That's not real rain. Yeah, so that's not a problem. But I did see some actual showers over here off the shoreline of Brevard County, and then over here in the Gulf Coast, I saw a couple of showers there. So let's do this. Let's go to the Florida view. And let's switch from our live radar over to the satellite and radar composite. And there's plenty of moisture. That much we can still tell. It's cleared out enough that we've got some sunshine this morning. Certainly could use that. Temperatures out the door, not looking too bad either. 70s for us. 80 in Sanford. All right. Forecast today, relatively low rain chances. 30% or so. And look at that. High temperatures in the lower range of the 90s. Today's actually looking like it's going to be a pretty nice day. So we have to do what we can to enjoy the day today, right? Here's a look at high temperatures around. Nope, wrong, but that's the half screen version for when I have the little inset box in the corner. But I don't need to be running that inset box today. You can see the radar is actually pretty quiet. So anyway. So here we are, 93 today in Orlando, 95 degrees in Leesburg, 94 this afternoon in Wildwood, and about 92 degrees in Titusville. So it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Very good, Chris. Doing your thing. Being a good dad. I love that. Very good, my friend. So if you're heading out today to the theme parks, it's going to be hot, right? We'll build in some clouds. We'll see a couple of showers. Highs in the 90s. Let's take a look at our rain chance, or our rain coverage, I should say, for today. We'll start here, and then we'll go beyond. All right, so rain coverage, highest south today. All right, let's take a look at the old Futurecast. All right, so this morning, showing some showers around the Gulf Coast, but nothing crazy. 2, 3 o'clock, you can see Futurecast bubbling up showers south, right? South of the metro from about 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., right? So south of the metro, we've got some showers around. But really and truly, it looks like a pretty good day. Let's take this beyond and look at where we're headed for our Saturday, because the weekend is here after all, right? So here we are. I'll bring it full screen. Don't need to look at my ugly mug. 6 o'clock tomorrow, we'll be chatting on Wesh 2 News Sunrise. If you so choose to wake up with me, I'm a good snuggler. By about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, we start to see more showers developing over the metro, right? And then by 1, 2, so it's a bit of an early start to the rains and a much, much higher coverage of showers and storms tomorrow. So at least there's that. And then for Sunday, I'm going to try and take the wife flying Sunday morning. So, but look at that. Morning is gorgeous. 11, 12, 1 o'clock. Starting to see that coverage. Yeah, 2, 3, kind of moving inland. So it's going to be an earlier start tomorrow, a later start on Sunday. That's not a bad weekend forecast, right? We can handle that. So here's the, come on, punk. Here's the weekend forecast. Higher coverage of rain on Sunday. Who wrote sizzling hot? Cam. Oh, you're adorable, Cam. Sizzling hot? I've got to fix that. Hot and humid 94. Stand by. All right. Sunday. I'm gonna fix this because sizzling hot is just not my. Let's see. Hot, more storms. No, that doesn't fit. Stormier. There. And if you don't like that, my how do you say my apologies in 25 different languages? That's better. All right. Scorching. Yeah. The sizzler doesn't there's certain things it's just like hmm. Moist scorchier. Stormier. Sizzling hot makes me think of bacon. Right. Also, you do need more coffee. So anyway, so there's our weekend forecast. Yeah, we've got some showers, we've got some thunder showers. We'll be all right, you know. After all, let's take a look and see what's doing. Next 7 days. Leave Cam alone. No, I love Cam. I just don't love sizzling hot. It's sizzling hot. I don't. It's just not. It's just not me. That's all. That's all. It's just not me. Rita, are there kids in your lawn to yell at too? Not at the moment. I've yelled at them. They have all moved. So, anyway, there we go. 7-day forecast. 93 today. It's going to be hot. Sizzling hot this weekend. Bacon sizzles. Yeah. And then through next week, just kind of watch the heat building. Yeah. Jenny says, has about hot a. I cannot do that while keeping a job. So there's that. Took him down to the sizzler there, Clark. That's right. That's right, Matt. So, yeah, rain chances do look to be rising a little bit the next couple of days. 30% coverage today, a few more storms tomorrow, a few more storms on Sunday. And then into next week, we've got some storms around. Yeah, you could sizzle bacon on the sidewalk. Why don't you do that, Dawn? Let us know how that goes. Sizzling hot sounds like a burger on a flat tire. Yeah, right. That's right. So, rain chances on the increase the next couple of days. Taylor Walters can say my apologies, understood in many languages with a simple finger gesture. See, that's exactly right. Word economics, just things that people understand. It's just trouble when my younger children figure out those fingers that they've never seen from me. Like they point using it, and it's like, let's point with another finger, buddy. Why? Oh. So that's where we're at. All right. Any questions? Yeah, the half piece. Right. Any questions about our local forecast so far? Anything at all? Gonna go play some golf today. It's just gonna be a hot one. Couple of showers around. Yeah. Typhoon Lagoon's not looking too bad. If you're heading out to the water parks, Volcano Bay, heading out there. Man, it would be a good day to head out to the water park for sure. Aside from a couple of showers, it's really not looking that bad today. I would highly encourage going if you can. If you want to go to the beach, it's also looking like a pretty good day today, right? Surf running about 1 to 2 feet. Seas for the boaters about 2 to 3. Do have to watch for the rip currents. That's okay. Tim says forecast looks a little redundant. Yeah, we're definitely in like a copy paste kind of thing, right? Yeah. My 2-year-old points with her middle finger. It's cute. I know because it's like if you point it out, then like I've got the older one, so like the older one's like, and now he latches onto it and it's a mess. Ay vey. Yukon says it's been so nice since the overcast the last few days. AC didn't have to work in overtime. There's good and bad to everything, right? Yeah, there's definitely good and bad to it. So here we are. Here we are kind of doing our thing. Next week, weather pattern just continues with a nice, I'd say, with a nice normal summertime kind of pattern, right? Barbara, will the tropics stay calm next weekend? It's cruise time. Yeah, so let's talk about the tropics. First off, here's a look at the tropical satellite. There's only one area that we're really watching for now. It's off the coast of like Georgia, South Carolina, up in Jeremy Nelson's territory there. So let's take a look at the satellite imagery there. Really not much. Hurricane Center gives it a 0% likelihood of developing. I get that. It's a little too early in the day to be able to get beautiful visible satellite imagery because the sun is dependent, but we can, of course, get the infrared. With this, it's not going to develop. But I think that this is the reflection of that kind of Gulf to Florida low part of our weather pattern. Beryl was the upper level low. This was the surface low. Now, this version, this was the upper low. Beryl was the surface. So they kind of flopped. Really interesting how that happens, and it's frustrating in forecasting. So, it is that, I mean, it is what it is, but, long range forecasting isn't perfect. But if you notice the last couple of days have been a little crummy-ish, it's because of this little thing. And I would venture to say the next time that it comes cycling around, it's going to be something we're going to have to watch very, very close, very, very closely. So here's the cycling dates on this. All right. Yeah, August 18th through the 26th. To me, that's going to be a time frame we are really going to have to watch South Florida. August 18th through the 26th. This low kind of rode up from like South Florida and then moved off the shoreline and lifted north. So it was in the South Florida area, kind of July 9th, 10th, and then lifted north. Yeah, August 18th through the 26th. And we kind of went on the back side of this window, so I have to watch for that. But yeah, odd weather the last couple of days because of this. So there's that. Right? Thankfully, didn't develop. Do you suppose weather forecasters in Hawaii get bored? I'm sure they do. Yukon, did you see that blob about to get into the Atlantic from Africa? Well, that's kind of one of the next things I'm going to show. So let's look back to the Atlantic satellite imagery, but let's kind of come over here to the coast a little bit. And yeah, there's a new wave coming off the coast of Africa. Does it get its sea legs? It's kind of falling down as it's even approaching the water. So the idea that this becomes anything massive, probably pretty low. Models aren't going crazy on that, but definitely the next wave to watch. It looks decent at the moment, and we'll keep that going, right? Yeah. So let's do this then. Let's dial up the computer models, all right, and see where we are. And for those of you that don't follow Coffee Talk very often, and I'll just do the whole basin just for situational awareness purposes. But basically, what we're looking at here is sea level pressure, mean sea level pressure, normalized anomaly. So the idea here is you're looking at higher pressure, you're looking at lower pressure, you're just trying to, it's an easier way to point things out is the best way that I can explain it. That's the best way that I can explain it. All right. So based on that, let's roll. All right. So there's that low. First off, notice near Florida, you've got that low nearby, that one sitting off the coastline, not really doing a ton for development, but it's there. All right. High pressures, all the orange. What we're looking at is the blues and the greens and the purples. That's lower pressure. So kind of lowerish pressure up near the Azores here. This is going to be Sunday early morning. That's 2 a.m., for example. Rolling to, look at this. This is going to be Monday at 8 p.m. Look north of Puerto Rico, okay? North of Puerto Rico there. we see some blue shades, right? It's not going to be like any kind of a significant thing, but some area of low pressure being indicated. And notice how the blue shades kind of move over into South Florida as well. That's just showing that the pressure over us is going to be dropping just a little bit. And doesn't that just make sense? Pressure's dropping over Florida. So what that would then mean, if we look to our 7-day forecast here, rain chances are rising, right? That makes sense. Rain chances rising over Florida because there's some sort of a broad area of low pressure there. Okay. That's meteorology, my friends. All right. Continuing on, we'll go back to the basin view here. Pressure's lowering, Gulf of Mexico there. We'll go back to the Caribbean view. Nothing organized, but just broad lower pressure, and then, just a sea of high pressure. Now, maybe something, look out in the central Atlantic there. Something around the 21st in the central Atlantic, and it kind of fades. The GFS wants to bring it back down. And then here, look right there, the 25th in the Gulf of Mexico. Look at that. What are you doing here? So the lighter orange lets you know that there's pressure coming back to normal in a sea of high pressure. And then we're getting into lower pressure. Look at you. What is that, the 25th? That's interesting, right? Now, July 25th happens to be a time frame that we kind of highlighted as an area that needs to be watched. So that's July 25th. Take a look at our long-range forecast. Northern Gulf Coast, July 19th through the 25th, right? There's the long-range forecast from Louisiana to Big Bend to Florida, July 19th through the 25th. And something of an area of low pressure. Now, remember, the GFS earlier had wanted to try and develop a cold front to put an area of low pressure there. Now it's saying there's not a cold front, but there's an area of low pressure. So that's something kind of interesting. I'll have to mention that to Jeremy in our daily texts. Right? All right. We'll go back to that. We'll go back to the basin view just to keep tabs on everything. And then that's about as far out as the GFS goes. All right, European. Go back to the beginning. There's that low off of the coast of Florida. Not really doing much. Kind of filling in. And then we watch kind of north of Puerto Rico. Sloppy area of moisture. That doesn't look like it's going to be anything concerning, but it's there. Something to watch, right? And then we have to skip back from the 6Z to the 0Z just because 0Z goes further. And around the 20th, notice the European trying to show a piece of low pressure near Louisiana. Not doing much, but it's showing something. Yeah, so interesting. Look, it's interesting stuff. As we continue pushing closer and closer to the peak of hurricane season, we'll just have to watch more and more the open Atlantic, and we know that this moment, these next few weeks, should be quieter, and that's exactly what we're seeing. By late July into August, climatologically, certainly it should be busier, but also we know in the pattern it gets busier. So that's where we're at, okay? So the only area that we're watching tropically is going to be kind of off of our east coast there. Not developing, no impacts, no threats, just a thing. Just a thing. That's fine with me. All right. All right. Questions, comments, concerns. 7-day forecast showing the rising rain chances. We see why the pressure's broadly lowering over Florida next week. Temperatures are going to get up there too. If the lower-ish pressure's down in South Florida and we get a little low trying to develop, we get more of a southerly influence on the winds for us. That helps to bring up the temperature. So it all works together, right? It all works together. Good times. All right, 94, 95 degrees our temperatures, 50, 60% coverage of showers and storms. Florida has a situationship with the low. I know. It's open. It's an open situationship. High pressure can come and go as it pleases. right? But no hurricanes in Denellen. Not this weekend. Not this weekend. Just hot, hazy, and humid. Yeah. Yep. All right. Everything seems to be, everything seems to be kind of doing its thing. Yeah. All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Do we have any big plans this weekend? Carla, general question. What creates the weather coming off Africa that turns into potential storms? So it's actually, that's a great question. It's actually the monsoonal flow. So for Africa, you get the I bless the rains down in Africa. You know the song? Yeah, there's more to it than just a great song by Toto. This monsoon season kind of develops these waves, and once it comes off of Africa, it works over to the Atlantic, stumbles around, tries to bumble around, and then once it starts to get that water cycle going again, the water cycle, evaporation, condensation, precipitation, that starts to develop rains. And then if you've got enough Coriolis force for the spin, enough hot water, you could get tropical systems. It's an oversimplification, but that's the idea of it. Good question, though, honestly. If the season is supposed to be very active and the next few weeks will be quite less active, Elliot says, does that mean the latter half of the season goes bonkers? So, yes-ish. We knew that the second half of the season should be the more active portion because we're coming out of an El Nino and heading into a La Nina. And La Nina typically wants to give many, many, many more storms. Okay. But I would just add to that a part of my long range forecast that I put out, I would just add that there's a rhyme and a reason to one of the elements that I did. Let me find this graphic. We make so many graphics. Here it is. So notice that the WESH hurricane season forecast actually calls for out of the lot, and maybe we underdo it. I don't know. We'll see. But we're on the lower end of the spectrum. But the percentage of storms getting stronger is higher. So we'll see how this goes. I'm never going to sit here and tell you I am perfect. Okay, I'm just not. That's not the way that forecasting works. But different methodology showing different things. But the overall idea is that, Colorado State, most aggressive forecast they've ever put. They just came out with their new update this week. NOAA, most aggressive forecast they've ever put. For us, we're trying to say more along the lines of there will be a higher likelihood of stronger storms this year. That's kind of where we are at. But yeah, the second half of the season, we've kind of known should be where things really get going. And if you look at, climatology, okay, here. Here we are. If you look at climatology, the peak of hurricane season is about September 10th. We discussed this on Coffee Talk yesterday. So here we are. Actually, where are we? What is today? Today's July 12th. So we're like right here. So obviously we're just at the base of the mountain looking up. We are nowhere near peak time. So all of those things to say, yeah, these next few weeks, that's not crazy that they're quiet. If you look at the month of July, of course, I didn't make one of those graphics. God, I have to make one. I've got these nice products. I have to make one for July, but at any rate, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. You get the idea. You get the gist. This mountain is a bully, Mick says. I know. Kind of is. Yeah. All right. Any other questions about tropics? Do we have anything? Jan says impressive graphic. When it's built, Taylor, poor Eric has to actually do things for his job. I am on vacation. Thank you very much. I do the bare minimum when I'm on vacation. I still do some work, but the bare minimum. All right. Any other questions, my friends? About our local forecast, about the tropics? Anything? Hey, I didn't say I have to do it today. Correct. I'll do it another day. All right. Mike says, when is the group trip to watch the new Twisters movie? Yeah, I may need to book a flight. Um, some of the meteorologists from Central Florida are doing it this weekend, and I'd already booked an airplane to take Jeannie flying. So, I'm not going to do it with them. So we'll have to figure this out for us, right? Yes, it's going to be much calmer, but June wasn't supposed to be that busy. Well, we weren't supposed to have a category 5, that's for sure, right? Yeah. Laura says, slacker, build the graphic. Don't. I have an emotional responsibility issue. Don't trigger that. Oh, man. Becca says, my conference is in Orlando, July 25th to the 28th. What will the weather be like? Hot. Twisters comes out the 19th. We need to plan something. Yeah, like I said, we'll have to figure something out. It may have to be once like everybody gets back to school to work for me. Because with the kids home, I can't just be like, all right, kids, daddy's going to go see Twisters. You go see Inside Out 2 by yourself. Sometimes we maybe would all like to do that, but it's not the way it works. Oh, man. Good times. All right. 7-day forecast. Any other questions about the tropics? Any questions about our local stuff? Anything? Anything at all? Ah, could use some rain. I would love to see one of the other meteorologists trigger Eric and label the next hurricane Cat 6. There's so many ways. There's so many ways to trigger me. I am not. The older I get, the more I recognize I'm not a walk in the park. To work alongside, to be married to. The older I get, the more I recognize I bring good things to the table, but I'm also a pain in the neck. That's where I'm at the older I get, you know? Bring the kids to see the movie. I don't need these kids terrified of the weather. I do not need these kids terrified of the weather. Send the kids on a play date for us to see Twisters. Can you fly me to Vegas to go play the Mirage before Clay? No. Phyllis, UCF is good. Oh, yes, UCF is good. Yeah. Hourly rain chances for Saturday. Kid's birthday party is that day. Hoping clear weather until later. So Saturday, yeah, we looked at it before. I'll look at it again, Tina. I got you covered, Tina. All right, here's Futurecast. All right. So Futurecast for we have kids' birthday parties on Saturday too. So it looks like it's going to be earlier start on Saturday. Okay. Showers and thunder showers, like starting at 1, 2, 3, and then continuing through 4, 5, 6. So there's that. It's not perfect. Sorry, Tina. Sorry. Uh Angels asking, how long has Coffee Talk been on the air? I want to say 27. It would be like what it would probably be 2016, right? Wouldn't you say it was 2016? Right? So we're coming up on 10 years of almost 7-day a week Coffee Talk. Almost. Yeah, coming up on 10. Oh man. Somebody's done this before. We need to find the first day of Coffee Talk so that we can use that as an anniversary date. And then I'll make Wesh throw us a party at a coffee shop for our 10-year anniversary. Yeah, right. Jamie, I didn't mention anything, Jamie. I didn't mention anything, Jamie. Jamie Lopez on YouTube. I didn't mention anything. I didn't mention anything. I didn't mention anything. I don't know what you're talking about. Matthew. Yeah, it was or Matt. It was around Hurricane Matthew. It was around there, but I don't. Somebody found the episode. Yeah. Early days, Eric would rock out to music when it was allowed. Yeah, back in the day, I had like karaoke. What a. I also didn't do my hair. Y'all literally saw me like in my grossest. Yeah. Laura party on Wesh. I'll find the first guy. I can't promise that. I said probably we should try it, but I don't know that it would. I don't know that budget is there. Now, if we could get like Dunkin' or Starbucks or Dutch Brothers or somebody to sponsor it, maybe. I don't know. That'd be fun though. Wendy says I started following around 2018. Yeah. I mean, that's a minute. You've been around a minute, Wendy. Jamie, has it really been that long? Seriously, right? Like it's been. We've we've had we've had a minute. We've been doing this almost 7 days a week for a number of years. You know, you could ask my wife because she's the one that every morning, I'm done. I'm going. Yeah. Yep. Or Foxtail, Rita. Absolutely. Right? Mike, did we finally pass the 1,000 members for Coffee Talkers group? I don't even know. Patricia, it's not 10 years yet. No, it's not 10 years yet. These wrinkles are no, it's not 10 years yet. But we're working that direction. And in that time, I've gone from standard definition to 720, and now we are 1920 by 1080. And in reality, I could go to 4K. The weather graphics are not 4K, but and I don't want to like hammer your bandwidth. I think 1920 by 10. We are 1920 by 1080. You see every wrinkle, whatever this is. You see that. Whatever this is, you see, right? You see that I mess up my sideburns when I shave. You can see I missed a spot shaving, right? Technological advances. Adam says 4K is the next step, baby. Look, you can already see where I forgot to shave. We don't need to go to 4K. Oh man. I predate Coffee Talk as a Wesh groupie. I was 9-year-old weather watcher, and that 38. Yeah, yeah. Our post show, how long we've been joining? I don't know, Bruce. Maybe. Yeah. I traveled to Orlando for the hangout. Tiffany, would be fun, right? Jamie, I appreciate taking the time out of your day to keep us informed. I like doing it. We like hanging out, you know? I've been watching long enough to be your Facebook wife. Yeah, my Eric keeps reminding me of this. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, exactly. Cindy missed a spot shaving, right? Glorious, glorious high definition. I Gewalt. We're not going 4K. I have a 4K webcam. I'm broadcasting out 1920. I'm not gonna go full 4K here. You don't need to see my pores. All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns, anything at all? We doing good? Lowered rain chance today. I got to figure out what to do with the kids today. Just don't shave and you can't miss a spot. That was me the last week. But I have to work. I'm working tomorrow morning. So I had to clean this up and do all of that. NAB a few months ago introduced 6K and 12K cameras. I don't see TV stations broadcasting in 6K or 12K anytime soon. If they do, I will upgrade Coffee Talk. There's just no need for it. Just don't need to hammer away at the bandwidth. Yeah. You can always do Disney. That's what I know, but it's so hot. You know? That's all. Do love Newt Lucas Nursery. Yeah. Nose hair. I know. Ah, you can see that too in there. All right. What a mess. All right. Be the sunshine in someone else's day, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I'm in the office tomorrow morning, so we'll do our thing from the studio. All right? Sound good? Yes. Yeah, we could see the non-shaven face. Yeah, you could, right? Because of glorious high definition. All right. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. I'll see y'all later. Take care.